Hey guys, Romie here. So, I do have my video up for my reaction to what we all saw on 11/41, December 31st, 2016 for Mariah. I mean, yeah, we'll talk about it at that video. There should be either a button up top with it or below. Yeah, click on it and hell, click on it now to look at it now and then come back to this video. Either way, it doesn't really matter because this is Mariah's World, Season 1, you know, the docuseries, Episode 4. Mimi's anniversary. Now, for you guys who don't know, Mariah says anniversary instead of birthday because she wants it to be, you know, a annual celebration of life, then reminding her that she's getting 1 year older. Now, it starts off where she's having a good time with her kids, well, actually with everyone on the plane, and they're dancing to one of her Christmas songs, and, you know, it was really cute. They had the bubbles going, everyone's having a nice time. It was of course it wasn't an icebreaker per se, but it was nice to kind of see everyone just relax and have fun. And yes, I'm wearing these for a reason if I didn't already say so. This is because, you know, in commencement of what happened with the whole New Year's Eve thing, I don't feel like I need to block my eyes because my eyes will be giving too much away right now. Anyway, and it was cute. It was really cute with that. The episode also had things like Molly. This episode was actually centered mainly around Tanaka and Molly. Now, for Molly's portion, because we're going to do this a little bit differently, Molly's portion consisted of this. One, Molly had to go run around, run here, run there, run everywhere in order to appease, really not Mariah, but more so Stella. And speaking of Stella, we'll get to what Stella did a little bit later and also what she did with the press release for that catastrophe. So we have Molly, who you can tell she's really a nice person. She's really a good girl. It's just she's not an assistant. She's really not an assistant. She hasn't trained for this. This is on-the-job experience that she just has to learn, pick up on the go. And I do feel bad for her because this is like, dang, you got thrown into the lion's den. Of course, you wanted to work with Mariah, so that's all you were really caring about. It wasn't the whole concept of, I'm actually not working for Mariah, I'm working for Mariah's manager. That's technically telling me what Mariah wants, because there's a huge difference. There is a huge difference. She puts on a bunny costume. She actually enjoys the bunny costume. Was like, oh, this is cute. Then, of course, we see Anthony's daughter. I believe her name's Safar, if I'm not mistaken. Anthony, you know, he messed up with his daughter's mother. He was going around touring and kind of doing him instead of being there. So she was like, nah, no, I'm not going to be played. Not going to be played. And because of that, of course, he sees his daughter whenever there's like certain stops, but he's constantly touring, so he doesn't get to see her as much as he wants to. Molly's running around. Well, I told you about Molly in the bunny costume because Molly was told, oh, you have to wear this bunny costume, it's going to be great, it's going to be Easter themed, it's going to be amazing. Scratch the bunny costume. They don't want to do that. They don't want to freak the kids out. Take it off, take it off, take it off. So they get there, and it's really nice. Mariah, you know, she shows scenes of her just playing with Morocco Monroe. Clearly, she probably closed down that toy store. It's like, go and do whatever you want. Have the staff ready so that they can go and do the Build-A-Bear thing. And it was really nice to just see her with her kids. Before that, actually, Lee Daniels was there because Lee Daniels was there to kind of humanize Mariah in the sense of Mariah, she grew up, you know, she didn't grow up privileged, and she actually had a lot of stuff going on in her past, but we don't know that because she was packaged to kind of be this, like, pop princess of sorts, and because of that, we just kind of saw the perfection, the finished goods, not the, oh Lord, rough around the edges portion. She was like, man, even one point when I was originally coming out, people didn't even know that I was black. Everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people thought I was white because that's how I was packaged, that's how I was presented, that's how the lighting, the looks, the hair, everything. They wanted me to go mainstream, so, and it makes sense because if you look at Mariah's back catalog from now to like 2000 something to now, it's really, really, really urban, black, if you will, and compared to what she was originally doing. She was doing a lot of stuff that had crossover appeal, but clearly that was more so a record label thing. It's like, okay, keep doing this stuff, keep doing this stuff. But mind you, Lee Daniels and her worked together on Precious, and she actually financed a movie. The studios didn't want to give her anything. He needed at least $250,000 to get the movie up and running and production and all of that. She said okay. She cut the check, and they've been really, really tight ever since, you would think. And of course she starred on Empire this past season with Jussie Smollett. And I guess it was nice to see her kind of talk more about herself. I didn't really care about the Lee Daniels portion. I'm like, okay, this is nice, this is great, whatever, let's move on. And I have to say, I feel bad for Molly, because Molly's a good girl. She really is. They're preparing for Mariah Carey's party, and during the party, they have Tanaka. Tanaka, who is Mariah Carey's, I guess, right-hand dancer, and he is infatuated with her. It's very apparent. It kind of actually reminds me a little bit of how it was with Nick Cannon originally, where it was more so an infatuation than anything else. At least from how I saw it. It's like, oh, she's so real, she's so good, she's so big and like grand, and it's amazing. And I'm thinking, that's cute until you have to actually be with that person 24/7. Unless that's really what you want, that's not going to work out too well. Now, oh yeah, Happy New Year! If I didn't already say that. Tanaka was so excited to get in that cake, because, you know, the surprise! But before that, he got in the cake, he's like, oh my gosh, it's so, oh, I have to do push-ups, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's in love with her. It's already apparent. He's infatuated. We won't say love, he's infatuated. It's great. Mariah pulls a little prank. She does one for Alter Egos. Let's use Pamela. And she pranks Molly. And this part was cute, because I'm like, what happened next wasn't so cute. Not with it having a bad fallout, but I mean towards the end with Molly. So Molly's running around. She gets a call. Molly is just like, hello? Oh, darling, this is Pamela. This is Pamela. Who? Pamela, hold on, I have to go outside. Okay, what is it? Look, we want some mozzarella sticks. We want some mozzarella sticks. I'm like, what? And some chicken fingers, some mozzarella sticks. You hear me? This is from Mariah. It's like, oh, okay. Like, yes. And Molly, don't F this up. Again, it was funny. It wasn't like, oh, poor Molly at that point. It was like, okay, that was kind of funny, Mariah doing her impressions. And that's more the stuff that I feel like we want to see, aside from just hearing the music and all of that. Now, Mariah Carey's birthday party, it goes off without a hitch. Well, she was 30 minutes to an hour late, which is fine because it's her party. It's one of those, I mean her anniversary. It's one of those things where it's okay to be late because you're the main attraction. You're the person that everyone's waiting for. So whether they're happy that you're late or not, they're still going to be there. They're still going to be excited to see you. Now, especially since it's Mariah Carey. And it's just like, oh hey, and he pops out. Tanaka pops out of the cake, and Tanaka, you know, he was Magic Mike inspired. And I'm like, oh, okay. And at one point, he's sitting next to Mariah after he's doing his like best whatever stripper moves. He's sitting next to her, and Mariah's like, who hasn't had champagne, you know, doused on them before? No one's ever poured champagne on you? Honey, I bathed in champagne. No. And so I was like, okay, Mariah, you having your fun. This whole time I'm thinking, where's James? Because we haven't heard his name ever since she postponed the wedding. And that, to me, was telltale signs. I'm like, where is James? Why haven't we heard anything from him? Now, mind you, while this is going on, Stella is irritated because she has to deal with the fact, oh yeah, and so Molly, she brings the food, and they're like, oh, it was Mariah pranking you. She's Pamela. It's like, oh my gosh, and that was her first time actually full on meeting Mariah. And I'm thinking, if this is Mariah's assistant, why is this the first time she's met her? Are we sure this isn't Stella's assistant? Because that's what it more so feels like. Either way, it's fine, because they do need help, especially since there were 2 sick kids this episode. And they were sick, not, just a little stuff up. No, it's, I'm running a fever, I'm stuffed up, I'm tired, I'm irritated, and I didn't feel bad for Stella because, you know, that stuff happens. That's the whole thing with, you know, having kids and all of that. But I did feel like, okay, Molly, where are you, Molly? Molly, where are you? And, you know, Molly explains what happens a little bit later, even though common sense will tell you at least, if nothing else, speak to your boss, because initially when you get pushed back, see, that's the inexperience with Molly. Instead of her going and checking in, making sure things are still good, she went and got a tattoo. She went and got a tattoo to commemorate, I just need a moment. So I got up early in the morning, I went and got a tattoo, because I just needed something for myself. I just need something for myself. Yo, when Pamela, aka Mariah, was punking Molly, and Mariah was like, Molly, what are you wearing? Wearing? That's kind of a weird question to ask. Molly, I'm going to ask you again, what are you wearing? We need to know. Someone's going to pick up the food from you. So we need to know what you were wearing so that they know who to look for. It's like, oh, okay, well, I'm wearing this, like, floral dress with these, like, anime top and, or gloves. And they're like, wait, what? Girl, how old are you again? But no, like I said, Molly seems like a really sweet person. She seems like a really sweet person. And the thing is, though, Molly isn't good at her job. It's because the thing is, when you're an assistant, you are expected to just kind of know. There is, for the most part, minimal instruction. Stella didn't teach her anything, so I will give it up to Molly that things could have gone a lot worse. But it's still a situation where you need to be able to kind of do something for yourself. And switching over to Tanaka. So Tanaka's with his guys, with the other dancers, and they're just talking about how, so how's it, being with Mariah? And I was like, wait, what? Like, no, because at one point you two just kind of slipped away. It's like, no, it was really dope. She just kind of talked, and originally when I came back on tour with her, I didn't know how it was going to be, because originally I was just like a young buck when I came around. And while at her party, everyone was kind of looking at like, Tanaka, get your butt away from her. They're not going to go and yank him off of Mariah, but still they had to look of, Tanaka, you're doing a little bit too much now. Come on, Tanaka, let's go. And so we see that the relationship or stunt, whatever you want to call it, does progress into something else in the near future. Now, Mariah, so she has her mozzarella sticks. Everything's good except for the kids are sick. Stella is over it. Stella is very irritated by it. And there was this one fan, while Mariah was at the concert, he said that he learned how to speak English from her music. And I'm thinking, you actually chose the right person, because Mariah does enunciate. You can't actually hear what she says. I'm like, so. Anyway, and now, no, that wasn't a dig to Ariana Grande, because I love Ariana Grande. I'm just saying in general. But it was just like, I want to give you this. I want to give you this chain. Of course, it was a cross. It was like, because you mean so much to me. I can't go sleep unless I hear, I forgot what song it was. I was like, oh, wow. You never really think how people are really touched by music and what some of these artists do. So it's just like, man, that's weird. Like, I appreciate it, and it was weird, because you having that much of an impact on someone, that just sounds crazy. Stella is over it. She goes and asks Molly, so Molly, what were you doing? Where were you, darling? Why didn't you come and do what we need you to do? Why didn't you call me? Why, we're going to have a talk, because right now I can't even unload on you, because I still have 2 sick kids to deal with. And I'm thinking, let's be real. Molly's new. Molly is new. Because Molly's new, we do run the situation of, you don't just want anyone around your kids. So I do understand that portion of her just not stepping in unless asked to. But Molly should have had more of the foresight of, you know what, maybe I need to get rid of her. So Stella has a conversation with Molly. It's just like, Molly is great. She's nice. She's just, she's not cut out for this. It's like, well, I heard that the girl actually went to get a tattoo. Yeah, she told me she was going to church, but she actually went to get the tattoo. Now, because when Molly and Stella finally had a sit-down, this sit-down was a mess. It was a mess purely because of the fact that Molly she was already crying, and she was like, I need a moment. Not to Stella, but it's like, I need to collect myself before I see Stella, because she's told me not to cry, and I don't want her to like unload on me and all that, so I just need a moment. Now, Stella and Molly have a conversation. The conversation doesn't go well because of one simple fact. Molly's like, oh, look, I'm not dumb. You can tell me if you're firing me. If you're firing me, go and fire me. But if you're saying that, right now my performance isn't great, but I need to do better, and you're giving me the opportunity, to do so, then I want to stay. I want to prove you wrong, or technically prove you right when you initially thought I was potentially good for the job. Because right now, I can't do this. Because please don't do this to me. Please don't just go and say, oh, you're really nice, and kind of leave it open-ended. Please let me know if you're firing me, if you're letting me go. And she said, you know, I just think this isn't... And I was surprised that Stella was being nice about this. Maybe it was because it was on TV, being recorded, and so she knew how this could come off, especially since Molly does come off as a really nice person. So she put on her best face and was like, you know, it's just, this isn't working out. I don't feel like you're the best fit for this. And that's, you know, a mark for, you need to go, leave. Molly said, no, you need to actually tell me out of your mouth that you're firing me. I'm thinking, she doesn't want to be held liable for anything if she goes and says that you're fired. That's why she's trying to do the politically correct. I can't. I don't think you need to be here anymore. We'll get you a plane ride. It's just like, no, I need a moment. She didn't do it to Stella. She was like, oh, okay, I understand. And that's my thing. Are we not going to see Molly anymore, period? Or is Stella just kind of like, you know what, Molly, just go somewhere in the background and figure out something to do. I know that Molly was technically fired. I'm just not sure if Molly gets that. I did feel bad, only because I'm like, yes, Molly is nice, but if you're not producing the work, even though Molly did say, you know, people were telling me not to even really talk to you. She said, wait, why would people tell you not to talk to your boss? That doesn't make any sense. True, normally it doesn't, but those people are the only ones left who are the originals. That's why they told her not to talk to you, because everyone else has been getting axed. So clearly everyone's afraid to go and say anything because they know that wrong move, and they're gone. So that's why they told Molly that. Now, should Molly just been a little bit more vocal in general? Yeah. Did she get a lot of pushback whenever she talked? Yeah. So I kind of see her side, but she wasn't the right fit for the position, so it really didn't matter. Stella did make the best decision by letting her go, and that was pretty much it. We do see clips and previews of Tanaka gets hurt. Mariah and Tanaka have a relationship. We don't necessarily hear that she gets a divorce. I mean, that her engagement is over, even though we know it is, pretty much. What else happens? I feel like that was the main things that they wanted to tease to us. So yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Again, remember, Mariah's World is a docuseries, so there's a lot of things that we're never just gonna see, period. One thing you can see is my review of her New Year's Eve performance.